Now, the International Monetary Fund Chief, Kristalina Georgieva, has said she told China's new top economic official, Li Huang, that China must accelerate its work to reach debt restructuring agreement for countries like Ghana, Zambia, and Ethiopia. Now, according to her, the Chinese representative during her visit was very approachable and had assured her that they want China to play a constructive role in resolving debt relief cases. Now, some major countries have faulted China for causing delays in setting up restructuring agreement for heavily indebted countries that have asked for help under the common framework set up by the group of 20 major countries. Economies. Now, however, Georgieva noted China had been helpful in reaching a debt relief for some countries and encourages China to show progress on other cases. Now, the World Bank is also speaking on this particular program. My colleague, Joseph Akable, joins us with details. Joseph, what more do we know on this particular development? So my colleague Joseph Akable has. So Joseph, I'm trying to find out from you what more we have gathered on this development.
Hello, Grace. So first on the bit about the meeting between the IMF chief and the Chinese government before we get onto the World Bank issue. With that particular one, she held a meeting on Thursday and she's quoted as saying that the truth is, and I was very straightforward on that, that it takes far too long for that debt resolution. And so China has multiple institutions that deal with it, and that makes it a bit complicated, but they have to speed up their participation.
Okay.
And so she indicated that it is important that for countries that are in need of debt relief, this includes Chad, Sri Lanka, among others, China had been helpful to reach such an agreement with them to enable them obtain such support program from the IMF. And so she indicated in this particular meeting that it was important that they do same for countries like Ghana. There's a part of the story that also indicates that the point about the fact that the Chinese government did indicate its readiness to accept that particular request. Also, that assurance was given as well. And so the Chinese government did assure the IMF chief that, yes, they had heard what she had said and they were going to do their best to engage the various countries, including Ghana, to ensure that they're able to reach some form of agreement immediately.
Well, interesting. So the World Bank has also been speaking, right?
Yes, there's actually a report from the World Bank, an April report, and the report indicates that Ghana is yet to make progress with the G20 Common Framework debt treatment with its bilateral creditors. That is an African Pulse report that has revealed. Now, this is contrary to government sources which had indicated that he had reached an agreement, particularly with the Paris Club, to give way for an International Monetary Fund support program. And so part of the report from the World Bank reads, Ghana requested a common framework debt treatment in early 2023, hence progress has yet to be made. In conjunction with the common framework engagement, Ghana conducted a voluntary domestic debt exchange program. Other countries engaged with private creditors and bilateral donors engaged in external restructuring efforts. Yet these efforts cannot replace a comprehensive, well-coordinated solution for countries in debt distress. And so they go on to warn that there are still high debt issues and that Ghana's debt situation could worsen if care is not taken. The report ends with some policy recommendations for African countries, including Ghana. They're asking that restore macroeconomic stability, which is essential for growth, and raising interest rates to avoid policy conflicts that reduce the effectiveness of monetary transmission. They're also asking for some structural reforms that foster private investment to be top of their growth policy. And finally, African policymakers must seize the opportunities that are available to them as a result of the low carbon transition, which makes some grants available once countries are able to meet that.
Interesting. Grateful to you, Joseph Akable, with those details now.